All right, so let me introduce you to today's guest speaker. Is a highly accomplished architect. He was a chief architect for Ambi Valley, Treasure Market, City Malls. He is not only a painter and a sculptor, but also is an inventor, has several patents. Being deeply spiritual, he has conducted several seminars and writes a lot. He's a fiber of Sun Shakti. Let's welcome Dyuman.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, good evening, and welcome
Good
to
evening, good
Connecting
evening.
Dots. Thank you so much. So,
Um,
we left Manipur Chakra last time.
right, right,
We spoke about the positives. I think
right.
we are now going to speak about the Asur.
So today we'll actually be talking about balance, Anahat Chakra.
Balance. Yes, that is
Right,
later, but I thought you'll do a
true.
quick recap for people who
Sure.
have come. Yeah.
Yeah, so this Asur and Asur is becoming very popular with all the people.
Of course, yes, 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 and
So
why
in
not?
short, yeah, in
Hmm.
short, it's as the word itself implies, when we are in tune with divine energies or dharma, the wheel of dharma or chakras and charya. The charyas are the chakras in motion. When we are in tune with dharma, we are in sur, in tune with. Okay? And when we are off tune, we are asur. It's as
Yeah,
simple as that. So the
right,
ancients were very nice and very wise in the sense they never said, positive is good and negative is bad. All what they said is when are not in tune with the divine laws, you are asur. It's as simple as that.
right,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, we are all trying to get into being surs from being asurs.
I think that the whole process is that uh, the whole journey is towards becoming sur, and more sur
Correct,
and more sur, and then uh, you become so much in tune with the divinity that you become divine light itself.
right.
So Muladhar is where the seed is, as I had said,
Yes,
which can also be symbolized through zero. Okay, and the journey is from zero towards infinity. So as we are evolving, slowly from Muladhar to Swadhisthana, we become one because that's where the identity is coming. Okay,
correct.
from one, we have not completely become one because what has happened is the masculine and feminine is uniting there actually. Okay, in the Manipur, we became actually one. We took birth in Anahat. So once we have taken birth in the Anahat, and then once we are out, we still keep on growing till your Vishuddhi. So
Right,
when the child grows inside the mother's womb, and the
hmm,
child keeps continuing the
correct,
growth, and then one fine day, he's in his own spirit.
correct.
He's fully grown, fully expressive,
Yeah,
and then another divine cycle of uh, getting back to the zero starts. So it's like
hmm,
coming essence. So the whole life cycle is from zero towards infinity,
right,
the life cycle, and then the death cycle, which is the beginning of birth. Life cycle is the beginning of death. Okay, so both are like yin and yang. So one is the
right,
masculine force. The masculine force is going from the divine light towards death, or from infinity towards zero, and then there is another charya, another cycle from zero towards infinity, the feminine. Okay,
yeah,
and this is happening inside of a life continuously.
right.
So yeah,
So you said
it's
you till Swadhisthana, no, to Vishuddhi, till
Mhm.
Vishuddhi you are growing, and then after
In
Vishuddhi
a
you,
way, so in the life cycle what is happening
huh,
is, in the life cycle, um, in the Sanskrit, what I have actually done is very interesting. Let me give you a brief so it will clarify a lot of people.
hmm,
So what I've done is I've taken the patterns of human life, okay, from our breath cycle. So you see we are breathing inside and then we are breathing out. Inhalation, hold, exhalation, stop, inhalation again. So the cycle is repeating, okay. we are transitioning between the inhalation and exhalation, and then there is the twilight zone in between. When you take the breath cycle, when you expand it, okay, the scale of it, and then we reach into the dincharya cycle. So this is the swascharya. We reach into the daily cycle. So that's the earth scale. In the earth scale, the daytime, and then there's the night time, and then the twilight zone. It's exactly similar to our breath. You understand? So morning 9 to afternoon 3 p.m. is the Surya Nadi, and then again Sushumna, then Chandra Nadi, again Sushumna. So inhalation, hold, exhalation, exhale. You see? When you expand that scale, okay, for the moon, again the same thing. The afternoon 12 p.m. becomes Poonam, or the full moon day. The night, midnight, okay, clock actually becomes Amavasya, the hardcore center line of Chandra Nadi, okay, on the other side. Okay, so the masculine energy, the feminine energy, and then both intertwinkled. But there's a slight difference between the morning energy, where both the masculine and feminine are very producive, and in the evening both become neuter. It is very, very interesting. So although there is Antar Kumbhak and Bahari Kumbhak. Antar Kumbhak is when you hold your breath inside and outside. There's a difference there. When you are holding your breath inside, the oxygen which you had sucked in, okay, and then you added carbon dioxide to it, okay. So inside of your lungs, the carbon dioxide atom left at 6 p.m. in your clock. 6 to 9, from your lungs to your nose, the carbon atom came, and then you are releasing the carbon atom to the atmosphere, to the divine environment, the Prakriti, right? And then at 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Okay. 12 is the midpoint of that, where the night is at its highest point. So at that portion, what is happening? The Chandra Nadi has taken over. This is the Chandra Nadi's period. Okay, the feminine energy. Okay, or the dark energy. When I say dark, it doesn't mean negative. Try to understand. Okay, both are very important. The dark energy and the Chandra Nadi, or the shadow energy. Now at 3 a.m. So what is interestingly happening is the environment, or Prakriti, or trees, Mother Nature took that carbon dioxide again inside of the lungs of the Prakriti. Okay, it reconverted carbon dioxide into oxygen. So half of our lungs are out there, right, in the Chandra Nadi. We think that we are individual surviving. It is not so. We are an interconnection. The Purush, the energy form, and the Prakriti, half. When both these circles unite, that is when the life is happening. We are only focused on our O2, not realizing the CO2 is also as important for our survival and the whole equation. And at 3 a.m., Mother Nature has given it out to the environment. At 6 a.m., on top of the clock, at 6 a.m., that carbon, that O2, that pure O2, again hits your nostrils. And then from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., it reaches your lungs. And the cycle keeps on continuing. So when I say AM and PM, it doesn't mean I'm just giving you the symbolization of where in that chakra, in the clock, how that process is happening. You understand? Right. So 12 AM on one side is Amavasya, or new moon day. 12 PM, the afternoon, is the full moon day. So when I explode the Mooncharya or the Chandracharya, okay, the cycle of moon, now if I scale it up, it becomes the sun's charya. So in a year, what the earth is doing in a day, the moon takes about a month, 29.54 days to be very precise. Okay. And then when you expand the scale of the moon, you reach to the scale of the sun in a year. Again the same thing. So Dakshinayan is the longest day. and Uttarayana is the shortest day. Okay, and then again that thing is happening. The summer season at the Surya Nadi, the winter season at the Chandra Nadi, and this is what life is all about, and that is why this is very important. The dharma. This is dharma. We have misunderstood dharma totally in a different context. The whole cyclic process of give and take, you know, from infinity to zero and zero to infinity. That is the life cycle.
Yeah, but that's what yoga talks about also, right? As in all about
Yes.
your breathing.
So
And,
the essence of yoga is absolutely that, but only again in yoga. So that's why, you know, along with Sansved, with lot of effort and lot of research, we have come with Sans Yoga. So there's an S. Okay, so there's already a Sun Yoga by another group, but this is Sans Yoga, and we have applied for trademark and everything. So it's a Sans Yoga, and what we have now done is, with your 7 chakras, the yoga is also combined. This is very, very interesting. So we have totally redesigned yoga also, and you'll see the missing parts. Okay, usually what today's yoga is happening, and actually with Sansved or Sans Yoga, how when you introduce the chakras along with the yoga, how interesting it becomes. So at the Muladhar, according to Sansved, those of you who have attended the Muladhar, they know now by now that the element is shadow or darkness or detoxification. So all the asanas of yoga which are now related. So when I say asanas, also kriyas. All the kriyas plus asanas which are related with detoxification reflects your Muladhara energy. Then you evolve a little bit above, you come to Swadhisthana where the earth element is there. So earth element means solidify. So whatever asanas you do to solidify yourself, to build your muscles, to build your tone, your body, you understand?
Yeah.
All those asanas will fall into the category of Swadhisthana. So mostly what you see people doing inside of the gym has majorly only to do with one element. That's solidification of the body. That's like, okay, I'm only building my body. It's like, you understand?
Yeah.
But there's 6 more things which you need to do for a complete yogic asana only.
Correct. The 7 elements.
The detoxification part is mostly missed. Even with people I've seen who are practicing yogas this day, the detoxification asanas are very, very, very important. You understand?
Right.
Okay. And then, you evolve up, you come to Manipur. The element is water. Now you do asanas which are flexible. The water energy or the liquid basically is trying to make you understand that flexibility asanas, stretching, flexibility asanas, all of those will come under this. So majorly today's asanas revolve between these two, or slightly in some kriyas or panchakarma with the detoxification. Then you come to your anahat where the element is air. There you do asanas which talk about balance and movement, graceful movement and balance. Then you evolve to Vishuddhi, the element is fire. You are doing asanas which are rapid and are creating Agni Tattva, okay, like cardio. So in gym, people usually do the Earth Tattva, the Swadhisthana and Vishuddhi. Usually they do cardio and they do this, but then they are missing the other this thing, you know.
Elements.
And then in yoga, the cardio is usually missed. The Vishuddhi is missed. Okay, you need to generate heat. It is very, very important for digestion, for movement, for muscle flexibility, for your metabolism, lot of other things. We are connecting the dots along with the modern science through our research. And then you evolve, you come to your Ajna, which is the element is light. And then you do asanas which are meditative. Okay, light energy which takes you towards the light. Okay, more of the Hatha Yoga kind of things, and you go into committing towards yourself. And then finally to Sahasrar, where the element is space. So you take rest. So Yog Nidra and relaxations, and you go into Swadarshan Kriyas. So we have done lots of Sans Darshan Kriyas. Okay, all of those. So we have now encapsulated yoga for each of this, all the missing dots. So it's not just a Ved. It's a holistic document where we are integrating science with spirituality, and hence we call it sun science. Okay, it's very, very beautiful. So chakras, um, I don't know, few of the people have
sorry,
attended.
I'm
Yeah.
disturbing you. So Vishuddhi, you said fire element. Isn't it
Yes.
sound?
So coming back, as I said, in Sanskrit we have altered the element. As per the traditional chakra system, Muladhara is earth element and Swadhisthana is water element. But through lot of research, through lot of meditation, we found out even the body organs are not matching there. Even the process is not matching of life. So first you need to go through detoxification. Remember our talk where we asked the audience when does the life start? And most of them said inside of the birth or when the egg and sperms unite. And then I actually talked about detoxification, because if the detoxification didn't happen, the parameters were only not right. How can life be sustained in the cradle of the womb? So when the mother is having a period, the life actually is calling there. So it's a very interesting process. It's a two-way process, okay? While the parents are preparing the field, the way the farmer is preparing, before the onset of the monsoon, he will go and he will remove the weed, and then he will plow the mud, and then he will before
the
putting the
seeds.
seeds and before the onset of the monsoon, he is doing lot of pre-preparation, which is the detoxification, which is the Muladhara chakra. Similarly, on the physical level, on the Prakruti level, okay, the physical consciousness, the parents are preparing. So the father, whenever he is doing whatever karmas and thoughts, he is encapsulating the sun's light in his sperms. It is very, very spiritual, okay. And the mother, when she is going through her monthly periods, the moon cycle, okay, the father's sperms are actually the sun's energy, the masculine force. The mother's energy is actually the moon's energy, and scientific research is showing the moon's energy is directly affecting the woman's much more.
Yeah, so that's how
even
your
the period cycle,
periods also form. Yeah,
period cycle, absolutely, absolutely, and it matches with that, okay. So in Sanskrit we have combined a lot on that, okay. That too needs the earth energy. So there's a difference in the traditional Veda which calls earth as mother, okay. In Sanskrit there is an update there, or there is a slightly different point of view. What is happening is, in Sanskrit, moon is feminine energy, sun is masculine energy, and earth is amalgamation of both. It is the Prakruti, it is the parameters, it is the cradle, it is the Garbha. So in Sanskrit, Garbha is neither feminine nor masculine. Why? Because a Garbha is barren until the masculine energy is not there. Any womb, we usually signify womb as mother's energy or feminine, but in Sanskrit it's slightly different. A womb is combination of both, okay. Until and unless the masculine energy is not there, okay, the life will not born, and the function of Garbha is not proponated. You understand? So earth is a combination of both. Look at the beauty of this. There's no life on sun, there's no life on moon. Life as in the dimension what we are thinking about, right? Okay. But on earth, which is the Sushumna, Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi, Sushumna, where both the energies are there, life and death happens there. So in the morning, the life is happening where both the energies are very fertile, and in the evening, it signifies the death where both the energies become neuter.
Right.
And hence on earth, you will see zones which are very, very fertile, pastures of earth which are very fertile, things grow by itself, and then there are desert pastures where the barren lands are there.
Right.
So earth is a symbolism of both the energies. On your polars, on your temperate zones, on your green zones. Why a desert is barren? Because desert is signifying the evening energy of Sushumna, of earth. While
So you mean to say earth is also divided into all these different kinds of
So Sushumna is very
energy?
interesting, okay. So in Sanskrit, the Satyuga is also divided into two parts, okay. So that the morning, see, try to understand, it's very simple. One side is masculine energy, the day, the daylight, okay, and then there is night on the other side, right? But on top and bottom is your morning and evenings, twilight. But one twilight is your process from morning is going towards light. One sushumna you are going towards light. In one process the oxygen is coming inside the body, in the other it is the process of going towards darkness, it is going towards night. You understand?
Right.
So it is the process of going towards darkness, or you are giving away a carbon dioxide to the environment. Both are slightly different. So both are same energy, you both have masculine and feminine energy in balance, but one inside in the evening it is the neuter energy. So spring equinox and autumn equinox, inside of the autumn you will see all the plants, you know, the trees, the leaves falling down, and anyway it is the same twilight. It is neither very hot, it's not a summer season, it's not a winter season, it's a pleasant season, but the earth is shedding away, it's a neuter energy. However, in the spring birth is taking form. You see so many birth forms happening in the spring. The flowers are blooming, the trees are dancing, isn't it? It's very beautiful. So once you understand the nature by observing the nature, or the divinity of flow of nature, that's how you understand the flow of dharma. And chakra is integrated with dharma.
Right.
It is only understanding the different energies in more clarity. So when you see sun's light, it is just one natural light, right? However, when you put it through prism, it splits into 7 different colors. Same way, the life energy, to make it more understandable for us to learn about life, it becomes easier through chakra. The same life energy through the spectrum of, through the prism of sun's Ved, we divide it into the 7 energies. Okay.
Yes.
And this is how the Sanskrit is slightly different than the traditional Vedas, or sorry, the tradition of chakra systems, where the Muladhara was considered as earth. In Sanskrit, it is the two more elements, light and darkness.
Right.
So the shadow energy, and this is what it is. You know, what do you do where the seeds are planted? It is in the shadow that the seed grows. It is very truthful, very eternally true.
Right.
You don't throw the seeds up, you have to
Outside.
put it in a shade. Similarly, when any integration or even the sperms are put inside a shadow cradle,
correct,
the womb is filled with shadow energy.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Hence the Muladhara is that Swadhisthana is the solid, and you see the detoxification process also inside of in the morning. Whatever we had eaten food, all the solid waste before detoxification, it is solid. In the morning, whatever we are offering back to the Mother Earth when we go to get fresh,
absolutely,
okay,
yes,
in the loo,
yes,
it is solid.
Yeah.
So the process is also that way.
Yeah.
The life cycle process is also that way.
Right.
The relationship process is also that way. The business process is also that way. You can apply the knowledge of chakras in your business, in your relationship, in your career, in your finances, everywhere inside of your life, once you understand the principles of it.
Yeah, so you were talking about in the morning from the 6 a.m. When your energy starts to go up. So it's intertwining the energy when it goes up.
Exactly. So in the morning, both the energies are very balanced and into that. Hence the morning meditation, hence the morning mantras, the morning prayer routines. And even scientifically, a lot of research and psychological research is happening. Most of the successful people these days, whomever you see, from Elon Musk to Bill Gates to so-called success, these are not the correct examples of who's successful, but most of the people, they have the charyas of the Brahma Muhurat. They start their work from the Brahma Muhurat.
Correct.
Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that people who are not, but usually, when we, it is very easy to understand, and it is also energy saving, it is also green, it is also environmental friendly. So if people wake up early, and the morning time is your time, my time, okay, the way in Sanskrit we have divided, and then it is the social time or the earning time. So company, society exchange, energy exchange time, okay. So from 8 to 4, okay, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., right? That's where you are working. And if that is the time when we work, then most of the electricity and lights we will not have to switch on if the homes are designed in a correct manner. You understand? And then if we sleep early in the night, by the time the sunset happens, a little bit after that, okay, then we will not require lamps and bulbs and lights to be switched on. So what have we done? We are in tune with Mother Nature. Not only it is environmental friendly, but it is
Yeah.
divine energy friendly. That is being in soothe.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Otherwise, we will require artificial energies to help us. Whenever we are off balance now, we require artificial energies or indriya ke vishay, outside energy to help us.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also consuming so much energy. As in, we are taking so much from the
Absolutely.
Mother Earth.
Absolutely.
And you're giving,
Absolutely.
you're making it so, you're contaminating it, right?
Absolutely. See, light.
Yeah.
See, we humans are not understanding uh, because we can afford and all these street lamps and everything. I, being an architect, I've been always arguing with BMCs and everybody. This whole thing about street light is not correct. Okay. Try to understand wherever we have all these lights switched on, there are trees and birds and animals. At least they are following the correct nature cycle. You see the birds and animals, they wake up in the morning, the chirping, everything
Yeah.
is in sync with dharma, and that is why they don't fall sick. The divine laws, everything what they do, their own life cycle, food cycle, everything is in cycle. And then in the evening they go back and they rest and then they go to sleep. But
Right.
when we are keeping one bulb or one street lamp on, we are disturbing that tree. The tree cycle is disturbed. It was not designed to take light at night. We are not sensitive enough. We don't understand this, how much we are troubling Mother Earth.
True.
Each of these tree is half of our lungs. Do you understand? And
Agreed.
then if that tree is now not able to give back proper oxygen to you, who is responsible now? You
Us.
understand?
Yeah.
Us. And we don't even realize because we are all living in mithya. The
Correct.
modern science, we
Illusion.
don't even understand. The
Yeah.
sensitization, the sensitivity is going down.
Yeah.
Through each era, I'm seeing, the children are becoming lesser and lesser sensitive because everything is so easily available. You don't
Available.
respect it.
Correct.
You and me were respecting food and car much more than this present generation.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
our parents were far more respecting the mother nature and resources.
Yeah.
एक पेन का निब टूटेगा तो they will only replace the refill or the nib. We
Correct.
throw away the complete pen.
Yeah.
This is living in harmony or
Yeah.
living in sync with divine laws of mother nature.
Yeah. Totally.
It is that interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Today's
And balance.
instant noodle generation we are living with. Humanly.
Very true.
Instant gratification.
It is not instant yes, instant gratification is the right word. Whenever you go into instant gratification, the dark energies or the mithya is working very strongly. And it only happens in lower consciousness. The moment you are at higher consciousness, you see, try to understand you and tree is not different. The moment a tree is pained or an animal is pained or a bird is suffering, your conscious energies are so intertwined, you become very sensitive about it.
Yeah.
So it took many years for me to understand why I am so disturbed, or am I emotional, or I'm doing meditation, I'm doing everything right, yet I'm so disturbed in my life.
Right.
Okay. And not only about me, I'm saying many evolved people I've seen. Okay, forget me, I don't know whether I'm evolved or not, but many other very evolved people, they are very, the mood swings are there in today's era. Why? Because they are part and parcel, the consciousness of the earth. When the earth is suffering, when the environment is suffering, the animals are suffering, birds are suffering, human beings are suffering, they suffer
Of course.
because they are not in the ego consciousness, the ahankara. Try to understand, if I have two
Yeah.
vessels, okay, we both go to beach, we have gone to Juhu beach, okay, you have a bucket, you have filled the bucket with water and I have filled one pot with water, okay. The moment the water inside my pot, it thinks that it is pot, okay, it has forgotten the power of being an ocean. and the water inside of your bucket thought that it is
Yeah.
bucket.
Bucket.
Okay, this is the problem with us. Our conscious energy has thought this is me. The
Correct.
body consciousness has taken over. So in Kali Yuga there is body consciousness. Only when the water itself will realize, the consciousness of water realizes that it is water, it has to just evolve, it has to just become present to the fact that it is water, and
Correct.
that it is not a pot or not a bucket.
Yeah.
The day when we humans will realize that we are not just this body, look at this in Kali Yuga, and it is only about body consciousness. What dress you wear,
Correct.
what makeups you put, what luxury cars you drive, what luxury
Agreed.
house you have,
Yeah.
it is only about body, body, body.
Yeah.
So bang opposite Kali Yuga,
Yeah.
okay, which according to Vedas, the ancient Vedas, they used to call Satyug. So in Sanskrit we have done correction. We don't call it as Satyug. Bang opposite is again an imbalanced period. Okay, you see, night is imbalanced. There is no ounce of light. Okay, midnight and mid afternoon it is very harsh. The sun is at its highest peak. So there the masculine energy, there only the soul consciousness is there. Then people are least bothered about body consciousness. You know, let's not talk about sex. Let's not talk about taking care of the body, because we are not in body consciousness. So that Satyug, we don't call it as Satyug. I call it as the Ujjwal Yug. Okay, because Kali Yuga is the dark and this is the highest light. Okay, Satyug is during the Sushumna. You see, the morning and the evening energies are different than afternoon and night. Night energies are diagonally opposite to the afternoon energies. Okay, but
Okay.
Satyug is a balance. The masculine and the feminine energies are in balance of it. It is very, very beautiful. There is a balance, and that is why I stand correct. Or I usually have a debate when I am talking with a lot of pandits and gyanis. They say that we are in Treta Yuga. I have done a lot of research and I have coordinated the star cycle, and I'm very confident when I say so. After Kali Yuga, there will be Satyug, and we will be seeing the one of the best Satyug, because that Satyug is going towards light.
Right.
Okay, so from 3 a.m. to 6
Will we
6
will
a.m.
we see it? Will we see it? Will we
Absolutely,
alive?
absolutely. I'm giving you an assurance. We in our lifetime we have already crossed. See, as per my calculation, 500 BC was 500 AD was 12 p.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. Okay, the hardcore, the peak of Kali Yuga was at around 500 AD. Okay, we have already shifted. Now we have crossed the 3 a.m. The Bhairav period is almost started. In 12 years time, the Earth's northern axis will shift from Polaris and it will go towards a star known as Deneb. See, right now we say Earth's north pole is the Dhruv ka Tara, is Polaris. So I've done a lot of research scientifically also.
Okay.
Every time the Earth shifts four stars from Deneb,
Okay.
it will again go. Okay, so the cycle right now
Has it
from
shifted
Polar.
now? And how many stars has it shifted?
So if in about 12 years exactly it will cross over from Polaris. Dhruv ke tare se shift होके it will start aligning towards Deneb. That is the actual period of Satyug, and I'm telling you, all this corona and all this pressure and everything, all this dark. See, the stars shine brightest in the darkest of night. The darkest of night is over now. We are already transcending towards the Bhairav Kal, okay? The Bhairav period. The initiation of Satyug has happened. The person who was the soul or the light energy who is supposed to come has come on earth. I'm telling you this. Call it Kalki Avatar, call it the catalyst, call it the translator, the bringer of new light has come. It will shift now. And
So this is
again,
the
the way
cleansing
I
that is
have
happening, right?
absolutely, it will happen. See, all changes. The birth is also difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
The birth is so much pain for the mother and the father and the child. Okay, there is a pain to father also. Okay, we have never realized this. We will talk about it in some other relationship thing. Okay, but for the child to take birth. Okay, so this 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. is the birth period. 6 a.m. is the Anahat Chakra, where the inside embryo will now take birth. It will come out. It's that way. You
You're
understand?
cleaning your Vishuddhi right now.
So, this is very, very beautiful, once you understand the chakras and chariot. So I know we are supposed to talk about anahat, but anahat
Yeah.
is the essence of life, the balance. And we are in a way talking about it because once you understand the principles of Sansved, okay,
Yeah.
you understand the higher context of life or the divine laws of nature or divinity. Once you understand them, you understand everything about life, whether it is relationship, science, or religion, even
Yeah.
science and religion is part, science is as much as handicap as much as religion is, okay.
True.
It is also not a full circle. That's where in sun science I talk about an integration of spirituality and science, and then the dharma is created because dharma is sanatan satya. Okay, sanatan satya means eternal. Sanatan culture is not any particular religion. Sanatan means eternal laws of divinity. This will be there when this body is gone, and it will keep repeating.
Right.
It doesn't change. Okay, this helix of universe.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, very beautiful.
Okay, so let's come back to the Anahata.
Yeah, sure.
So
Sure.
let's talk about
Yes.
let's talk about the sur first. The sur of Anahata.
Okay. So the word anahat is very, very interesting, and one has to pay attention what it means. Okay. Till now, all the other when we were trying to understand the words, but anahat is a very interesting word. It means unbeaten, unhurt,
Unstruck.
okay, unstruck, uncreated, okay.
Yeah.
But these are all connotations because English language doesn't actually have. So there is a nad which is known as anahat nad, okay, in meditation, okay. The way it describes is very interesting. Anahat nad is actually the sound of the silence of the divinity. Pay attention.
Okay.
So it is also silence, but it is also sound. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So if you
Sounds are
understand why
silent.
I was explaining Sushumna Nadi, it is both. It is both infinity and both zero. It is both masculine and feminine. If
Right.
you don't understand it, it is silence. If you understand it, it is a vibration. It is a nad.
Yeah.
And it is the line. It is the line where either you become this or that. It is the line of life, and that is why anahat. Okay. So that's why I said love resides here. But love has a very thin line. The moment the love ka line becomes this way, it is hate.
Correct.
And this is what is happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Many people say love is the highest frequency. So in Sanskrit it is totally different. It is the center line. Love is the center line. There are many frequencies much higher, like empathy, compassion. They supersede love by dimensions. Okay. Love is the center because it doesn't take time for love to become hate. Do you understand? The person who you fell in love with, the moment he became ex, you hate him or her. It doesn't take time, isn't it? Okay. So
Well, I don't think
there-
one has to hate someone, but anyway.
see, when I say
Depends
hate,
on person to person, I also.
so diplomatically, this world is very diplomatic, okay, while using words, okay. The modern spirituality is also very pseudo spirituality, I call, okay. People say handicap ko handicap nahi bolna hai. We should call them differently abled. A blind is not blind, but you understand. An old person is not old person, but he is a senior citizen. This is only sugar coating. We are only going more towards mithya, okay. So if a blind person was named as a blind, he is blind. Simple as that. Why are we sugar coating and making it more complicated?
No, I was just only trying to say
So
that
I'm coming to
not
that.
every relationship has to be in
Absolutely.
like, your ex has to
No.
be a hateful relationship.
Absolutely, absolutely not. I'm just saying that love and hate is a very thin line. Okay,
Yeah.
what you're saying is very true. The moment you are evolved, there is no possibility of hate because hate is below love. Okay, try to understand it is
Yeah.
towards it is the bottom of the center line. it is going towards underground.
Yeah.
The moment you are up, you see the seed which you put in the Muladhar, okay,
Yeah.
in the Swadhisthana, the parameters were right, the water, the 5 elements integrated. So the seed is an encapsulation of sun's energy or light. When you
Right.
put it in shadow, okay, and if the 5 elements, the parameters are right, then the life will spring. So it first grows underground. The seed will come out at Anahat. Okay, same with the child, okay, Muladhar, detoxification started. Swadhisthana, the integration of masculine and feminine energies happened. In the Manipur, it started growing. That seed, that one cell, egg and sperm started growing into an embryo.
Correct.
At Anahat, it is a fully grown child and birth happens. So this is very beautiful. So the birth happens in the Anahat chakra.
Okay.
And then you keep growing till your
Vishuddhi.
Vishuddhi. The birth happened. Sorry, one second. Yeah. In the Anahat, that's the balance. Okay. Also, the element is air, and air talks about balance. Okay. You see the aeroplane. Why does it needs to keep a balance? Okay. Okay. Air is the symbol of movement. The moment when anything is disturbing you, it's the air element that you have to balance, and that's inside of your Anahat. As per Sanskrit, I'm saying, okay, not as per the traditional system. Okay,
Okay.
sorry. So, love, if you are evolved, you are going above towards higher frequency. However, if the ahankara or the mithyahankara is pulling us down, the lower consciousness is pulling us down, that's when in some relationship it becomes bitter. Especially when mithyahankara is working profoundly on us. So always remember one way to understand your Anahat chakra is blocked outside of a relationship, any relationship, not necessarily a love relationship, okay,
Right.
with a parent, with your parents, with your friends, with your business partners. When you part ways, if you are holding grudge, okay, then you are stuck in your Anahat chakra. This is the best way to understand that you are stuck in your Anahat chakra, because then the mithya energies, the darker forces are pulling you down. The person is gone. Who is this person? The person is the reflection of you, who had come to teach you. Why? Because before birth, you decided to learn some lessons. Okay? You had asked for some lessons. This person played a part to teach you something. Your focus should shift from this person towards your lesson. The moment
Right.
your focus will shift from that person towards your lesson, you will heal very, very quickly. I've seen people who are not healed after 16 years, and I myself went through this cycle, okay? And then I learned it very hard way. So, I am a package of all failures. You name the failures, I've committed all those failures in my life. Relationship blunder, I've done to the highest. Business failures, I've done to the highest. Professional failures, I've done to the highest. I'm a bundle of failure, and now confidently I will say that once you transcend those failures, that's where inside of the darkness, inside of the Muladhar, the darkest, the stars will be brightest.
Correct.
Provided your focus is not on darkness but on stars. You rightly said. So if your focus is on the light of the star, you will shine, you will grow.
Yeah.
So many seeds when the farmer puts, not all seeds grow.
Bloom. Yeah. Correct.
Not all sperms reach the eggs, and not all childs take birth.
Correct.
Some vanish. Okay.
Yeah.
We should pat ourselves. We have gone through all these things. When we were embryo, we didn't focus on the darkness or the pressures of the garbha. We were focusing on the light of the sun and the moon energy, and we took form. We are here. So already we are a success.
True.
And same way inside of our Anahat, we attracted some energies, whether it was business relationship, whether it was relationship, whatever we attracted them to learn and teach us certain lessons. they taught us certain lessons.
Right.
They are gone.
Yeah.
They are absolutely gone. So
Okay.
Anahat is a very, very, very interesting and very important chakra, in the sense you are transcending from inside to the outside of the world. Okay, the child was inside, the seed was underground, the
Yeah.
first stem came outside the ground. That is Anahat chakra in the cycle of life. The birth of the child who was inside in the mother's womb, he came outside, he or she.
Right.
Okay, Anahat is birth, very
Yeah.
important. Inside of a business, you know, of a company,
Jumani,
you,
we have 5 minutes left.
okay,
It's a link.
so inside of Anahat, the company which was your first, your idea, the business idea, the startup, whatever you took, when the company starts becoming popular, the first popularity or first, before scaling up happens, the
Right.
first model is successful. That's the Anahat chakra for the companies. So even the company has these chakras, you
Right.
know, and
Yeah.
relationship also has chakras, and
Absolutely.
many
We go
relationship
through so
actually
many.
fail here. Yes, so many relationship actually fail here inside of the Anahat chakra. You see, our
Okay.
parents and our grandparents, they have a very different kind of commitment with each other, whether they liked each other, loved each other. Again, the love what we assume and
Hmm.
understand is actually a mithya. Love is very different in its truest form.
Hmm.
Love is Today's love is, when the boyfriend is trying to rule the girlfriend, or the girlfriend is trying to become over possessive, and she talks about
Right.
fidelity and infidelity. That's not love. Or parents say, I want my daughter to become this. You know what is happening with parents? Unka unfulfilled wish है ना, whatever unfulfilled wish inside of their
Desires.
subconscious, they are trying to
Yeah.
bring
Fulfill
out of
it.
their outside, out of their children.
Hmm.
And same with your loving partner, we are doing. Wherever we are hurt and wherever we are stuck, we want our partners to do that. You see that in your pattern, you'll see that. Okay, there is a more to Anahat. Okay, because inside of your relationship, once you understand your father and mother also, that's where you understand the masculine. So every girl subconsciously is also seeing a father in a positive light or a negative light, because the father is a benchmark for every guy she is dating.
Correct.
So whatever the father has not given her,
She expects that
I
from
have
the
conducted a
partner.
lot of research. Okay, and
Yeah.
interestingly, when many people were the fathers unfortunately passed away at younger age, those girls are actually um, are subconsciously seeing security. Okay, in a relationship. Now look at this interesting thing in a relationship. This is Anahat. I might take a few more minutes more, but this is very important, because Anahat is also the
We
chakra of
might go
relationship.
off.
We might go off,
We
we'll
might.
come back. Okay, because this is very interesting for people. Okay,
Okay. So this is for all
so
the viewers. Will come back. Okay.
please come back if this thing gets disconnected by
Session gets
this session.
disconnected.
Okay, so we'll come back.
Hmm.
So every girl subconsciously is, let's say her father was not there, okay, or didn't provide security. So now she's subconsciously seeking that care and comfort of father. Now there is a guy who is seeing her mother in every relationship. Okay, now he get lot of uh, questioning from her mother, from his mother. Okay, or a lot of beating, because mother was working woman and he never got lot of attention. So both are already seeking something very different, and both think this is love. The guy is seeking attention, the
Okay.
girl is seeking security. Both are two very different things. Try to understand. Okay,
Right.
and that's where the friction is getting created. Okay, let me give you one more simple example. Okay, so there is a girl whose father is quite well to do, let's say. So the father has always gifted her whatever she wanted, she got one thing more. Okay, and there is this guy who has struggled a lot. He came from a very, very difficult background. I'm talking of sun's energy and moon's energy now. Okay, because
Correct.
this is what is happening inside of your Anahat. To understand Anahat chakra, what is happening? So this guy who has struggled to get things from his parent, Somehow
Childhood.
he got a job. Okay, now this girl and guy are dating. Okay, for girl her benchmark is only very different. She's expecting birthday pay gifts. She's expecting him to take on to five-star hotels because the father has already given that.
Right.
She's expecting more. The father is the masculine energy, the sun energy is too filled. It is off balance. This is like hyperthyroidism. So the sun's energy is too filled. Out here, the guy is now seeking that I get a girl who will give me balance, who will support me. So in the initial phase, they will be in a very lala relationship when the hormones are playing. Till the time hormones are playing, you are in mithya. You have not hit the anahat chakra. It is all lower chakras. You come to realize the truth of compatibility only inside of your anahat chakra.
Right.
That's where the reality strikes, the birth of relationship happens. Now you suddenly feel, nahi yaar, banda bahut कंजूस है. And then the girl actually complains, when they come to for relationship counseling to me, they actually say the बंदा बदल गया है, ये पहले ऐसे नहीं था. अरे वो पहले बेचारा अपना पेट काट कर आपको डेट पे होटल्स में लेकर जा रहा था. You understand? Now because he wants to get married to you, he wants to safeguard or save money. You have already come from a background where your father had a very good job. You understand? Getting everything. This guy not getting. Now he is wanting. He is seeking stability. She is seeking luxury. इसीलिए वेदास में और मनुस्मृति में और इवन चाणक्य के अर्थशास्त्र में दे हैव एक्चुअली टॉक्ड अबाउट, या तो इतना विजडम दो दी रिलेशनशिप्स विद द और एल्स you get married
Sorry,
into
I
this
missed
kind
you
of
there.
bracket.
या तो इतना wisdom दो.
Either you make these people, you evolve your child, you evolve your son in such a way, and you evolve the daughter in such a way. Okay, the education system should be such. It is so sad when I see, so many divorces and breakups can be wiped out once this understanding will come. Because you know what, the girl will then take a breakup with this guy. He's very confused, blah 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 blah, and then a very sad breakup happens or divorce happens. Okay, then she's seeking the same thing, what the father couldn't provide, and so this, healing your relationship with your father and mother is very very important, whether they are alive or not. You have to heal that relationship, that benchmark. When I say heal, you have to become aware what energies are you trying to see inside of your partner. Once you benchmark, once you clear the benchmarks correctly, you will be shocked how beautifully you will attract people in your life. Otherwise, people are going in a very cynical
Circle.
and very circle.
Going
One relationship, second, third. I know of a friend, she's now taken a 7th divorce. Okay, 7th divorce लिया उसने अभी. Okay, and I know of girls and guys both. See, I'm not saying girls, guys both. दोनों में ये problem चल रहा है. You have to heal this. This healing has to happen inside of your anahat chakra. The balance of masculine and feminine energy. See, every walking girl has a masculine energy inside of her, and every walking guy also has feminine energy inside. The yin and yang, both are there.
Right.
Okay, and we don't realize this. Okay, that is
In
why
that
tantra
case,
is also.
let me ask you,
Huh?
why do you attract the wrong people? Why do you attract the wrong energy? This is
You
what I
attracted
want.
wrong energy because of your lessons. Try to understand this first. You attracted wrong energy because you want to learn certain lessons. Wrong is not the, it is the right energy in fact. Avidya, so darkness, darkness is not opposite to or opposite of light. Okay?
Yeah.
Darkness is absence of light. Similarly, avidya is not opposite of wisdom. It is the absence of wisdom. The moment you put light, the darkness is vanishes. The darkness is gone. That way. So coming back, so once the parameters of anahata, okay, you understand anahata, and then you understand that we both a guy and a girl are a package of masculine and feminine energy. Okay. And in many relationships, you'll see the girl has more of masculine energies, and the guy can have more of feminine energy also. And in fact, when the guy has lot of much more than the tipping point, more than the balance, okay, that's where the guy actually becomes a gay. He prefers the other one, okay, and same vice versa for the girl. It's same when the girl, and you will actually see even in the physical appearance, when you see a lesbian couple, one of the girl looks more like a boy, like a tomboy. Usually, I'm not saying always, but usually, because she has more of masculine energy. And
Alpha.
today, unfortunately, in today's era, under the pretext of modern world and modern feminism and all those things, what is happening is they are destroying the divine masculinity. Right, they are making women or females more evil masculine. So even the masculine energy has, and the feminine energy also has higher consciousness and lower consciousness. So there is a divine masculine, divine feminine, and there is a evil. Let's not say evil, but a darker feminine and a darker masculine. Okay. Unfortunately, the whole present day scenario, under the pretext of different movement, it is trying to make women more masculine. They are taking away the femininity, the divine feminism, or the divine feminine force out of her, and they are not even realizing, because they are so grabbed by the shadow energy, the mithya, the illusion which is created. On the other hand, the guys are becoming more, you see so many programs, they often show guy wearing girls dresses, walking away and doing things what a girl is doing, wearing lipsticks. These are smaller things, but in a higher rendition, what they are trying to do is, there is a damage which is happening at here. Whenever there will be an off balance between your masculine and feminine, you need to heal these energies, bring them abreast, and then the relationship will be so beautiful. Instead of finding a next and a next and a next, so you are not satisfied with this phone, you will buy another phone. You are not satisfied with the other phone, same thing you are doing with your boyfriend or girlfriend, next. Till what length? And you are never going to be satisfied, because you have not healed yourself. The moment you heal your Anahat chakra, your relationship, your balance of masculine and feminine, that's where you will start seeing and attracting the same energies what you're seeking through your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend itself. You don't have to. And let me tell you, even if you are not in a relationship with anyone now, you yourself will be filled, because the divine universe will keep giving it to you in some form or the other, because you yourself are in balance, some
aligned
some
with the
balance. And that is the beauty of this. This is a very, very important chakra, and trust me, out of the Sansved, I've only taken 0.1% of what Anahat chakra is and what relationship is. It is 0.1%.
Anyway,
that's
I
the
think
beauty of
we will continue for the next time. Like I said that too. I asked you that, how come two energies, opposites, energies, attract when you know what you want, but still at the same time.
So see, again, this whole concept of attracting and law of attraction, I'm not too much the way it is understood. So people say you do a lot of affirmation and you throw a law of attraction energy. It is directly against the law of dharma. Okay?
No, it's not law of attraction. You
hear
said
me
about
out. But very good question you have asked. Let me answer. Okay, this is very interesting. Let's say if everybody, there is a technology called law of attraction. We will take it. Okay.
Why people hate you for no reason?
We will talk about it again for your lessons. Everything has to do with your lessons. You are attracting people for your lessons. Before taking birth, there are certain chapters or certain lessons which you need to learn, and you will attract those kind of energies, those kind of people, events, circumstances, and things. Okay, not only people. Sometimes two people buy car. One friend bought a second-hand car and the other bought a brand new car. Yet the brand new car, every time it is going on a long drive, it is failing, and the second-hand is going. It is trying to tell you something. Somebody is falling sick again and again and again. Somebody is failing in relationship again and again and again. Somebody is failing in career or business again and again and again. It is trying to tell you, it's high time, it's time for you to take a back seat, take a focus on that perspective, and
take a call. Yeah.
it does. But your question is very, very beautiful, and I should answer this. I don't want to lose that opportunity. It is very beautiful. So today there is a lot of hush about law of attraction. There is a law of attraction, but law of attraction and being in harmony, being sur, is two different things. Law of attraction, the way it is propagated from the West and the books, is you think of thing, you put affirmations and everything, and then you will start attracting it. If it is so, and you will start attracting everything what you want, the money and everything, okay, then you will not learn lessons, which will defeat your soul's purpose, the very reason why you have come here. Try to understand this, okay? That's not the purpose of attracting the car you want and the girlfriend you want.
Right.
Then you are going in another fray of mithya. The idea is to understand and become aware of why you have come here, what lessons. Things will never give you happiness. I'm telling you, Ruma, people go after 1 crore they want 100 crores, and after 100 crores after one kingdom they want a larger kingdom, and then they want one country, and then they want the whole world to be under them. This is never going to
Desires and
stop.
needs are never ending. Yeah.
There is a difference between need and greed. Need is important. Need is ahankara. Ahankara is important. Survival is important. Once this survival has happened, one has to transcend towards why you have come. Okay? What you have come. People are working and slogging hours and hours in company just to earn money. And they have failed. They don't know why they have come. They are like robots.
Yeah.
They drive fancy cars and they put it on social media website, and then the day where they've bought car, they're very happy, and few likes and love and all this illusion world.
Yeah.
Deep down inside, there is lot of hollowness because you have not understood why you are here. The thing is, inside of your anahat, you need to understand why you are here.
Yeah.
What has made you take a decision of coming down on this earth, and what energies inside of your parents. There are two energies. The Prakriti was created by your parents. The parents attracted you as much as you attracted the parents, based on your soul's lessons. There is a very beautiful divine equation. Based on your past karmas and past life, there are soul's lessons which you thought, okay, I'm not good in relationship, I'm not good in this. You design a life, but you take higher lessons. And then you select your parents as much as your parents select you, and then you took birth. Inside of your mother's womb, you forgot why you have taken birth. Okay? Now it is a clean slate. Now life and Prakriti, the environment will keep throwing your lessons in form of events, people, circumstances, energies, things, which will trouble you, which will challenge you, so that you learn your lessons.
Right.
The issue with us is we forget that we get so engrossed because of our illusions, our mithya, that we get attached with those people and things more than our lessons or learnings. Our focus is shifted. That is known as Indriyo ke Vishay. This is what Gita says, Indriyo ke Vishay. Indriyo ke Vishay means you got totally misguided. Your focus should have been, what lesson I have to learn from this. Imagine when a breakup is happening, the girl, instead of going to her friends and bitching about the guy, and the guy goes around inside of the court and bitching about the girl, they both start focusing on, mera lesson kya hai? I attracted this beautiful energy. Once she was my love. The girl has to understand I attracted this energy. And especially after a child, it should be banned. Agar law, if I'm supposed to write new laws, once you have children, no divorces should happen. You don't understand what fracturing you are doing to the child. Okay? And those who have gone through it and those who understand that, they will only realize it. I'm doing so much of investment on understanding and doing surveys and things like that. Not only the child, the mother, the father, the feminine energy is damaged, the masculine energy is damaged, and the earth energy, the child was earth. It had balance of both. Straight away, if the child is with the mother, the masculine energy is damaged for her or him, and if it is with father, it is damaged. It is far more complex. Anyways, it's
Yeah,
a
the
very
grounding.
detailed subject. Maybe for
Correct.
relationship we can take it, but
Yeah.
once we heal that, before breakup, they actually start asking questions. What is the lesson for me? Why are you challenging me? What is the lesson you are making? See, there is a balance. This cannot be at the cost of your life or survival. Try to understand.
Correct.
If a guy or a girl is so physically dangerous for you that he or she is dangerous for your actual survival, ahankara, then it's a different story altogether. Then you have to take a different call based on your survival software, which we discussed in last time in inside of your Manipur. However, when it is a mithya, you are inside of your mind, it is saying, nahi, main abhi now I cannot stay with this guy now. This is all stories, all negative energies inside of you. There is a lesson for you. There is a beautiful opportunity knocking at your door, which is saying, ki, boss, heal yourself. This is the lesson your soul had asked. This is where a husband and wife, a mother and father, a child and daughter, two partners, everybody has to come and
Mother-in-law
sit
and
together.
daughter-in-law also.
Absolutely. So I have only explained the fraction of what Anahat Chakra is.
Yeah.
So I hope I have answered the question. Were there any other questions? Because I was too much into my own thing. Was there any question?
No.
So to answer that question, it is we attract. This is also a story that we attract wrong people, or why we are always, why me? Why this happens with me? All these are only stories. Everything is as per your blueprint.
Absolutely.
Tathastu,
Yeah.
the universe is given everything what you had asked for. All the lessons before the
Yes.
birth. We are only here
Great.
evolving.
Yes. On that note, Dumani, let's wind up, and
Sure.
we shall see
Sure.
you next week again.
Sure.
Thank you everyone
Sure.
for tuning
Thank
back
you,
with
everyone.
us today.
Thanks.
Good
Thanks a
night,
lot.
everyone. Thanks.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.